In terms of corruption, Nigeria has a reputation, as you understand very well, for very massive corruption.
That is President Donald Trump. And he is not the only person that has such opinions about Nigeria.
What is it about Nigerians that why are Nigerians so clever? All these internet scams. Like when you hear about internet scams, it's Nigerians, right?
That was the voice of Joe Rogan. Now let's look at some major news headlines.
So it turns out that the person who's been trying to rip me off for the last 2 weeks doesn't live in Texas, doesn't live in California, but on the other side of the world in Nigeria.
And for our last story tonight, let's turn our attention to Nigeria, where an FBI-led operation led to the arrests of 22 people over involvement in a $65 million sextortion scam.
Hold on, I've got a couple more for you.
The U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, has arrested a young Nigerian entrepreneur over an alleged $11 million fraud. Obinwane Okeke, popularly known as Invictus Obi.
That's not all.
A federal grand jury in indictments unsealed on Thursday charged 80 people, most of whom are Nigerians, with participating in a massive conspiracy to steal millions of dollars through a variety of fraud schemes.
In this video, we are going to be distinguishing between the myth and the fact. This is Nigeria, the most populous black nation on earth with over 200 million people. Nigeria is known for a lot of things, from its rich cultural heritage to its mineral resources and even to its entertainment stars who are taking the world by storm. So how did Nigeria become a global powerhouse for internet fraud?
How did one African nation, out of 195 countries around the world, become a major player and to many, the face of online scams?
The origins of the Nigerian prince scam date back to 1910 when it went by another name, the Spanish prisoner swindle. Oh, back then victims received a message as a letter in the mail rather than on the internet, but the same basic structure between the two scams remains the same. The Spanish prisoner swindle centers around a wealthy foreign nobleman who's in prison for political reasons. The nobleman claims to know the location of a lost treasure and that he's willing to share this treasure with the victim. The problem is he's in prison and needs the victim to send him money so he can bribe his way out. Wow. Interesting.
They soon came up with another scam, which has now become the infamous Nigerian prince scam.
About the Nigerian prince scam.
So it started where they were writing letters. So they would write letters from Nigeria, and they would say that there was a Nigerian prince that had died, and all the money had been left to his barrister, and his barrister also died in a car bombing with the prince, but he was in charge of the money. And you have access to them, but you have the same name or a similar name to him. You are the only person that has the ability to claim the fund, the Nigerian prince's funds. And I will represent you as your barrister, which is like an attorney. You simply have to sign some papers. He has the same name as you. Sometimes they would accompany it by an article where there was a car bombing or something. And then you start corresponding back and forth. And then eventually they get to a point where it's all ready to go. And then suddenly they say, and all you have to do is pay the transfer or the taxes or the whatever, and we'll release the money.
Ever since then, the scam has evolved into something more sophisticated. We now see romance scams, sextortion rings, and business email compromise schemes. Over time, the confidence of these fraudsters have increased. In the past, internet fraud was not something to be celebrated. It was not something people were proud of. But now, the opposite is the case. Internet fraudsters are celebrated. They are idolized. They are treated as role models. They are elected into public offices. This shift has blurred the lines. Many people no longer see internet fraud as a crime. To many, it's just another hustle. The scale at which internet fraud has gotten to makes people wonder if it will ever come to an end, because despite the arrests both locally and internationally, the number of people into internet fraud seems to be increasing every day. This is where we draw the curtain on today's video. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below so that YouTube can recommend this video to others. I'll see you in the next part of this video.